Welcome back. Oh boy. Well, for this week we are going to be talking about the transition back into, me interacting with students and the transition back into school for all students on campus here. Just the different things that are going on campus and, just college life. And so this week started classes for the spring semester of 2020. Real exciting, 2020. New decade. Yeah, so it's kind of cool being able to experience the turn of the decade like that. Not that it's that big of a deal, but still, it's something. Anywho, I moved back in, not this past week, but the week before that, on Thursday. Kind of hung out with some friends, caught up with some of the CAs on my floor, and then that Friday we did our spring training for all LCCs. It went from 9 o'clock until about 3 o'clock, and we just kind of went over and discussed, things that we had been trained for the fall, and then just kind of went over what expectations look like for us as an LCC coming into the spring, different things that we can expect, different things that have routinely and usually pop up for LCCs to experience in the spring, and then just kind of got back into the swing of things. Started talking to my LCCs, the LCCs I work with again. It's a great group of people that I work with. I love going to meetings with them. They're all very high energy and very interactive people. And it is needless to say, our meetings are very excitable. And so my weeks as an LCC look like this. I plan an event for the week for my LC students to go to. It can be anything from an academic event to just community building and doing something like rock climbing. So that's what I'm doing, planning, working on. I'm creating a calendar for both the rest of January here, but then also trying to plan out my February so that way my students can, get on top of things and write down what they have to do. And this week I had a meeting, a welcome back meeting for my students. I went over just the different expectations again to rehash, what I expect from them, what they expect from me, just to make sure that we're all on the same page, making sure that everything is just working out, and then I got their schedules to start looking at when things work best for their time, so that way I'm not constantly planning events that they can't attend because they have class or some sort of other prior commitment. So it's doing that. But yeah, so that's that. I did that for about a half hour. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Just not a plain old meeting. Probably could have organized it a little better. I was kind of scatterbrained that night, trying to get back into the groove of things. I didn't have everything planned out that I wanted to, so it kind of felt like I was just kind of scrambling to figure out what I wanted to talk about and what I wanted to say. And I don't necessarily like doing that, because I feel like as a person in a leadership role, if you're scrambling to figure out what you want to say at the time of the meeting, either it can create some doubt or insecurities about who you are as a leader, and then your in turn your students won't necessarily trust who you are, or potentially could not trust you as much as a leader as if you were on top of things and organized and were like, here you go, boom, let's go. So I wish I would have been a little more organized, and I wish I would have put a little more time into that. But such is life, and so I guess you just gotta do what you gotta do. And then I planned out my study zones for the week. As an LCC, I host and organize 2 study zones, 2 hours of study zones a week, at various times in the week and in various places. I'm in the process of trying to figure out when my study zones are going to be, and just when that works the best. And I generally host my study zones on the I3 lounge, just simply because I'd say probably 2/3 of my students, if not 3/4 of my students, live on I-3. And it's just a nice, easy way to get students involved because they don't have to go to an external place. They can just literally walk out of their dorm room and walk 5 feet to the lounge and join my study zone. They don't even have to put on shoes if they don't want to. And then as a learning community, oh no, don't mind the ads. I'm trying to create like a scenic type thing. So I don't know. I like travel, so. And that was kind of where I got the idea for this vlog, the inspiration for this vlog idea was, I love traveling, I love pictures, I love stuff like that, and I follow a whole bunch of people on YouTube who have their own vlog, and, I thought it would be kind of cool to do my own vlog, and I thought this would be a good way to start getting, I guess, in front of the camera, you could say. So be on the lookout for a travel vlog for me. But anywho, back to the business. And then after study hours, I'm required as an LCC to host at least 1 hour of office hours. And that's just a time where I sit in a specified location and my students can come ask me questions, talk to me if they need to. Generally, I don't get very many students coming to those, just simply because if a student has a problem or a question, they'll bring it up to me on their own time. They'll shoot me a text or Snapchat me or something, and then we'll work out a time where we can meet one-on-one instead of having just kind of an open period where I can go. So that's that. And then the final required aspect of my job is the LCC team meetings that are weekly. Last semester they were held on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, was it? It was either 7 or 8. Either way, it was an hour-long meeting. You just go, there's an icebreaker at the beginning, and then you talk about how things are going, talk about different event ideas, just kind of have fun learning about what you can do for your job. So I enjoy those team meetings. And then I'm required to go to them, but they're not a part of the LCC description. But I go to honors staff meetings, and those are also weekly, and those are organized by Pam Gus, who is the secretary of the honors program, and then it's attended by all workers who are in the honors program. So obviously the honors director, Dr. White is there, and the assistant director, Janie Walters, and then just different various student roles, such as my job as the LCC, Learning Community Coordinator, or, the people who create the honors beacon, the newsletter that goes out every semester. So those are fun too. They're very informal. It was kind of interesting going in. At first, it was kind of took me off guard, and it made me a little uncomfortable because I didn't really know how to act or how to go about the staff meeting because it was so informal. But as I've gotten used to it, I actually really enjoy the staff meetings, and I think it's a great way for us to meet, just simply because we are college students, and the general vibe of the honors program, or at least the honors lounge, is kind of a laid back and chillax type environment. So it's kind of nice to have that, and it really promotes conversation. It's not all about just this is what we gotta do, this is what we do, but it's I say something that I'm doing, and then all of a sudden Amber goes, oh hey, look at that, yeah, I could do that too, or somebody else has a different idea or clarifications, and it really just creates a healthy environment for us all to just kind of discuss ideas and stuff like that. So I really appreciate that, and I look forward to those weekly meetings a lot, just because they're so much fun. And then this week I met with the CA on my floor. For this month of January, I'm required to have faculty interaction, which is just an event where some faculty shows up and interacts with my student. And then I'm also required to have a CA collab event where I work with the CA on my floor, or the CAs on both floors. So that I met with him so that way we can plan an event. And we're planning on doing, it's called Ping Pong and Policy Violation. It's kind of going to be a thing where we can discuss policy violations and what it looks like again, and just expectations for the students, while at the same time having fun. So I'm really excited about that. I'll keep you updated on that when we get more information. And so now, part of this vlog series, I suppose you could call it, I'm going to be reflecting on, my leadership style, my leadership skills, things that I've learned, things that I've experienced, and just general reflection to kind of help me become a better leader and a better person overall. So this part of the blog will be reflection time. I'll have to come up for a name with it. That'll come though. So this week it was kind of not necessarily crazy, but it was kind of hectic, I suppose. Synonyms, I suppose, but it wasn't quite crazy, but it was definitely kind of a whoa. We're getting pulled in, and I'm running past the train, and I'm not running fast enough, and then I stick my hand onto it, and I get pulled. I'm like flying with the train, because I did not prepare nearly as much as I should have for coming back. I didn't write down any of my schedules. I didn't write down what I need for classes. I didn't do anything. So it was kind of a whirlwind of a week trying to get everything put into place. So I was a little unprepared for a good portion of the week, and it made me kind of feel not like the best person I can be. I felt kind of inferior, and I felt like had I been a little more organized, the first week of classes for me could have gone a lot better. So we'll work on that. The big thing for me this semester is going to be working on and growing how I organize and how I communicate what I've organized. So a big part of being an LCC is, creating those events and hosting those events for students to go to, but then also communicating and staying on top of your own homework and keeping your life intact, and not letting everything get crazy. So, I'll be back.